Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Would you join me in thanking this young lady over here, Miranda, for her awesome leadership and inspiration. Miranda. Thank you, Miranda. And thank you, school board members and state association leaders, for joining us here in Denver for our annual conference and for your commitment to the children of this great nation. The movie that ran earlier, featuring your words about why you do what you do, was a powerful testament, I think, to your determination, leadership, and passion as school board members. And frankly, I think you deserve a round of applause for what you do, please. Folks, by attending this conference, you're honing your leadership skills, you're seeking answers, solutions, innovative ideas to improve your schools and raise the academic outcomes of students. You're underscoring your commitment to children. And although you've been enhancing public education, there's more to accomplish because public schools face many challenges. Our schools are educating the most diverse student population in history. A student population, frankly, with too many children who live in poverty, who struggle to learn English or to be accepted, and who too often face challenges at home that pose real obstacles to learning at school. Now, I say this not as an excuse, but as a recognition of the real world in which public schools operate. Because unlike private schools, we can't cherry pick our students or deny them needed services, and we don't want to. We gladly accept the charge we've been given to not only welcome every child every day, but to educate them to levels no previous generation has even attempted to achieve. And it's happening all across the country. Higher student achievement despite enormous headwinds like budget cuts and efforts to privatize, and too often a lack of support by state and federal officials. But despite all of that, I say to you, we can do this. I have no doubt about that the nation's school boards can do the job because you are already doing it. Now think about this. Every day, tens of millions of children receive a world-class education. And every day we steadily raise student achievement. We close achievement gaps. We're raising graduation rates. And we're putting more students into advanced placement courses and offering more options to help prepare students for careers in college and life. And we're making incredible progress. We're making this progress because of that dedication of yours and because you are innovators and problem solvers. Now, I know this because I see it in my travels across the country. There are just so many examples of public education helping students achieve great outcomes. Just look at the districts that are honored by the Magna Awards program, which recognizes the kind of creativity and innovation that I'm talking about. Let me give you just two quick examples. In Fremont County, Wyoming, where poor, isolated families have no practical access to preschool for their children, local school officials converted a bus into a mobile classroom that goes out and provides services at the homes of these families. And in Richmond, California, school leaders created something called a Fab Lab. It's a small-scale, high-tech workshop that exposes students to STEM concepts by letting them build things with 3D printers, milling machines, laser cutters, and routing machines to stimulate more interest in science, technology, engineering, and math. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Tom, those are good stories, but we're doing great things in our school district too. And that's the point. Innovations like these reveal more than creativity. They're the sign of how much our schools have changed over the years. And just think, stories like these happen thousands and thousands of times every day in America's public schools. I mean, this is, after all, the 21st century. Every day, give yourself applause. Our schools needed to change because our students and our society have changed, and you are leading that change. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest, our schools are not perfect, but they are performing better and withstanding greater challenges than ever before in their history. And despite all of this good work, we know that some well-funded interests are deliberately misrepresenting what happens in public schools. They do so because they know if they're successful in privatizing education, they stand to make a lot of money. We can't let them have the last word. This institution of public education, this underpinning of our democracy, is too important to turn over to those focused on their own bottom lines and not the well-interests of children. So, before you start feeling a little bit down about all this, here's some good news. We're reminded every year in the Gallup poll and a lot of other surveys that the public gives high marks to the schools in their own community. This has been consistent for years, right? They give their own schools an A or a B. Now, the other way of saying that is the better people know us, the more they appreciate the work that we're doing. So our job is to make sure they know us. And I think the fairest criticism directed to public school leaders is that we don't tell our own story well enough. Well, NSBA is committed to changing that. And that's where you come in. Because you're the local leaders who represent the interests of school children and the public in your communities. You have the community's trust. You can rally parents, retirees, business leaders, government officials, everyone, to tackle the challenges that impact your students. Public education will only succeed if communities support their neighborhood schools. So we must have school leaders like you who have no political or financial stake in the decisions that need to be made. Now, you may be familiar with NSBA's Stand Up for Public Schools campaign. Its goal is to raise public awareness of the successes of public education and to counter the negative message of those who wish to see our community public schools privatized, who wish to replace that mission of raising student academic achievement with the mission of raising their own profits. So this campaign helps us paint a complete and true picture of what's actually happening, the teaching and the learning that's going on every day in public schools. Well, today, right now, this morning, we're launching a refresh campaign. And the theme is No Ordinary Day. Because we must remind people that public schools take on these immense challenges and they meet them with innovation, creativity, and a dedication to doing whatever it takes to educate all students. So our goal here is to put a face on public education, or actually, more accurately, hundreds, even thousands of faces of the students who are thriving in our public schools every day. It's a message that we want to spread nationwide through mainstream media and social media, town hall gatherings, conferences, wherever we can. Because the story of our public schools is one that we need to tell. And it's captured in a movie which is featured on the new Stand Up website. And for those of you who got up this morning, we're going to give you a sneak peek of a portion of that movie.
Wait, what was the question again?
Should I move up a little? Okay.
Can I think for just a sec?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, every day is really, really different.
Every day we learn something new.
And every day sometimes make a new friend. The most amazing thing I've ever done at school,
We get to dissect an owl pellet.
is read a chapter book.
This was like a quadruple step equation because it had 2 double step equations.
One day in gym class I hit a home run.
Yes, I did it!
I was jumping up and down just like I ate 1,000 Skittles.
When one student comes in and says, I can't, it's our job to prove that they can.
I think something extraordinary happens every day in public schools just by its mere existence.
There's always something to look forward to, something special going on.
The challenges, the cooperations, the teamwork.
Really, it's the foundation to everything anybody wants to do.
Try new things, expand your comfort zone, and do things you would never otherwise imagine doing.
Every day, my education makes a difference in my life.
In the middle of this short version, an educator says, I think something extraordinary happens every day in public schools just by their mere existence. Isn't that true? Extraordinary things really do happen every day in public schools, in your public schools. The full movie, by the way, is featured on our Stand Up for Public Schools website, and I urge you to go there, and I'm going to make a request. While you're there, please go to the Contact Us page, because we know that innovation is taking place in all of your school systems, and we want to hear about it. We want to share your stories, so please think about the stories in your district that you'd like to have told nationally. We want to spread the word. We have to set the record straight because we need public support to do our job, and I'm going to be honest, to protect public education. So I'm going to ask you, let's stand up for public schools. We can do this. Thank you very much.